The messiest person you know is a man. Whatever you do, don't record the fights. I promise you, you can get it from somebody else. You can see it in there, like in person, but don't record the fight. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm spilling the real tea on how to survive high school, all the tips and tricks that you need to know, because all these other YouTubers, they're not really giving you the real tea. I was coming into high school watching these videos, and I'm going through high school, I'm like, none of this stuff was in the advice that they gave me. Like, this was not talked about enough. So I'm gonna spill the tea on how to have a successful year. So without further ado, make sure you click that like and subscribe button down below, and let's get into it. All here on my iPad, so we're gonna get into it. The first thing is befriend your teachers. Now, this is advice that everybody gives, but I promise you it's good advice. Like, I'm not saying be a teacher's pet, but I'm just saying say hey, start conversations, engage with the class, engage with the lesson, and I promise you it's gonna pay off. When you're in class and like, dang, like you really need that extra point to get you to a 90, or those extra 2 points to get you to an 80, or even passing, they're gonna give it to you, because respect is earned and received back. So if you respect and love your teachers, I promise you they'll do the same. I've had my fair share of I don't want to say bad teachers, but like not my style of teaching. I don't know, just teachers that weren't like all the way there, you know what I mean? But yeah. Number 2, build your GPA. And this is mostly for upcoming freshmen. I promise you, if you lock in for your freshman year, the classes are super easy. This is not an excuse to like goof off. I promise you, once you build that strong foundation, you will love yourself. You're gonna thank your freshman self once you get to being a junior and a senior, because you build yourself a strong foundation to succeed. I promise you. I had a 4.1 GPA when I was a freshman, and I know that's pretty high. I'm not telling you, oh, get a 4.0, get a 4.1. That allowed me to cruise. I have a 3.9 right now, because of course your classes get harder, which is even more reason for you to like push yourself your freshman year to build up that GPA. It's easier to start out on a good foundation than to dig yourself out of a hole, because nobody wants to be doing that, especially when you get to senior year. Like, dang, I wish I locked in. So literally just lock in. The classes are so easy freshman year, and you know. So the next piece of advice, which I didn't hear anybody talk about, is don't get a locker. I promise you, nobody got a locker. Well, I got a locker when I was a freshman. It was like $10, but I only used it for like 2 weeks because we only have 5 minutes to transition. At my school, personally, we only have 5 minutes, and my school is kind of big, and one of my classes was like way across the school to my next class, so it was like kind of pointless. I just put all my books and all my notebooks, pencils, all I needed for the school year in my bag, and I walked. Especially if you want to socialize, who has time to be trying to get to their locker, then talk, then go to class? You're gonna be late. I promise you, you're gonna be late. My next one is don't be scared to make friends. I promise you, you will be fine. Everybody in these high school videos are like, oh, keep your circle small, don't make friends with anybody. That's a freaking lie. Okay, people are fake and weird, and they do talk their mess and whatnot, but who doesn't talk mess? Like, literally. I promise you, as long as you're not telling your personal business or business that you don't want to get out to everybody, then you're literally fine. Like, I'm not saying you have to have 50 close friends that you all talk to. Like, no, you can have 1 or 2 close friends, but you can also have a lot of friends. Like, I have lots of friends from different friend groups and backgrounds. Like, some of my friends don't hang out with another group of my friends. This leads me into my next point, is go to school events. This is how you make friends with other schools. So this means go to football games, basketball games, volleyball games, track meets. Like, track meets, I met so many people from so many different friend groups, because track meets aren't just like 2 teams, it's a whole bunch of schools coming together. So I met so many people that I never thought I would have met without going to these events. Even my friends, my best friend who's from a different county, literally introduced me to their mutual friends, and now I'm friends with like people I wouldn't have been friends with. And it's always good to have somebody in your corner and have a familiar face. People are like, oh, you need to be a loner and you need to only have 2 friends. Like, no, I promise you, even if the goal is to have 2 friends, you're gonna make acquaintances along the way. So you might as well just keep them around. Like, not saying that you have to talk to them every day, but like, don't burn your bridges, you know what I mean? It's always good to have people to talk to in class or like on the bus or like just stuff like that. My next point is don't be in any drama. Like, don't. I promise you, it's not worth it. Like, this is coming from somebody who was involved in drama and I never thought I would be. I promise you the day will come that your name is going to get brought up in something that you would have never thought it would, but it's okay. Like, high school is kind of inevitable for drama. Like, you're going to be involved, but the goal is to like not be. And let me tell you why. I don't want to give a whole story time, but quick story time. I was talking to this guy and I didn't know he was talking to one of my friends. Well, she wasn't like, we weren't really close, but like we were friends in passing, and I didn't know that they was talking because I don't talk to them, and it was my first time ever talking to this dude, so I'm like, okay, cool. And she posted on her story, on her private story, she's like da 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 da, and literally that was a whole thing. That was just that was a short form of what transpired. It just wasn't worth the hassle. Like, my mind was just so foggy. It was so many people telling me different stuff, and I wasn't even focused on my academics, which is the goal. We got to get out of here. We got to get that diploma. So I promise you, if you're in any drama... What was that? Did y'all hear that? That was my phone, but I've never gotten a notification that sounded like that before. Anyway, my next tip is don't record the fights. There are gonna be fights in high school. My high school, there was a lot of fights, but like, I never recorded a fight because they're gonna get you. Don't record the fights. Whatever you do, don't record the fights. I promise you, you can get it from somebody else. You can see it in there, like in person, but don't record the fights. They're gonna get you because they're gonna look on those cameras. I know from my school, they were looking on cameras, seeing who had their phone out, and they called you up to that office and you get suspended too, okay? I promise you, you didn't miss anything much. High school fights aren't that good anyway, but I know if you're anything like me, you know I'm a little messy, so I gotta see the fight. But I don't condone violence. I have to say that. I don't condone violence. I don't. So just had to put that out there. Go to school events. I promise this is such a crucial part of high school. This means going to football games, basketball games, volleyball games, track meets. This is a great way to network and get friends, make new friends. You're gonna make some of your best high school memories at these events and after the events. I know I wasn't allowed to go anywhere after the game until I was like a sophomore, but if y'all parents let y'all go, like go. Like, we would go to the Waffle House, I was up the street, we would go out to eat. Like, the games be so fun. My football team isn't the best, but you know, still love them. But the games, like, I wasn't even watching the games. I was just there for vibes, and vibes were had. Like, literally, a time was had. And I think everybody should go to their school events just to show some school spirit. And you don't want to be cooped up in the house. But I love going to football games and basketball games. I love basketball games more though, because I actually know basketball a little bit, but I actually know basketball, so it was more for me to understand. And you know, which is, don't concern yourself with boys. I promise you, in high school, the messiest person you know is a man. I know this girl, everybody calls her the messiest girl in school, but no, the messiest person in the school is a boy. Like, high school will open up your eyes to so many different stereotypes being broken, because everybody says that girls are so messy, girls are so like drama filled, all they do is talk about each other. No, promise you, I've been on the phone with guys and they've been on the game, and the stuff that them boys be saying on the game be absolutely crazy, like crazy work. They're the real messy ones, like, if I'm being honest. And they're trash too. So if you find yourself, oh, I'm talking to this boy, okay, cool, but don't let it get past that. If y'all want to date, if you really think that this boy is good, I'm not going to tell you to not, but what I am going to tell you to do is tread lightly and be careful, because high school relationships never make it. I was like, oh, they're going to be locked in. Like, no, the next month they were done for. Literally 3 months. You only have 30 minutes, literally. So that's all I'm gonna say on that topic, because I've had my fair share. I can make story times about the time I've had in high school, but like, I'm coming from real experience. The boys will do you treacherous. The boys will do you shiesty, okay? So the next topic is clothing, and like, it really doesn't matter. I literally wore sweatpants and a hoodie 90% of my time, but I'm doing a little better on trying to like elevate my wardrobe, like have some cute matching two-piece sets. But like, realistically, girl, if you don't feel like dressing up, don't, okay? But like, don't look bad either. Like, you know, put a little bit of effort into your look, but like, don't look bad. I'm trying to be more aesthetically pleasing this year because, you know, big senior. And yeah, but realistically, girl, if you don't have no outfit to make, girl, put them sweatpants on and sweatshirt on and get out the door. My second to last tip is get a job. Oh my gosh, I got my job my sophomore year going into, no, my freshman year going into sophomore year. Yes, this is when I had a job. I was a camp counselor. They weren't paying me dirt. Well, they was paying me, but they wasn't paying me like no. Like, the pay was super bad, but it was just something to do during the summertime. Like, I love that job. I was working it with friends. One of my best friends, Lacey, hey girl, and another one of my friends named Peyton. She went to a different school, but that really, like, you know, filled up my pockets a little bit, the little change I was getting. You know, but yeah, getting a job, like, you're gonna have so much more financial freedom, even though you're still, you know, you're still a kid, you're living with your parents and stuff. But like, when I got a job, like, the way I went back to school shopping like none other was so crazy. It was insane. Like, please get a job. Everybody is getting a job. Like, all my friends have jobs, and that allows us to be able to do so much more stuff. We don't have to be like, dang, like, mom, can you pay for this? Even though sometimes I still be calling my mom to pay for stuff, but that's a different topic for a different day. And my last and final tip is have fun. I promise you, having fun is like the best thing you can do. Even if you're feeling sad, I know moods get down, you get like seasonal depression and stuff, but like, if your goal, if all of your stuff is done, like your academics are good, your grades are good, you have a good friend group, you're in a good space, just focus on having fun and focus on having a good time, because your 4 years will fly by. Literally, I was just a freshman yesterday. I feel like I was just a freshman yesterday, and now I'm going into my senior year, preparing for senior pictures, preparing for my last first day. Oh my gosh, like, this, it hasn't really hit me yet that I'm gonna go off to college after this year, and this is my last year, but you know, I'm sure it will hit me. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all took some of my tips into account for this upcoming school year. If you like these sort of high school videos, back to school videos, make sure you guys don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, bye.